1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk, intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
Hey, and good Saturday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift. Joining me in studio, the deplorable Ipsy Ed Bonderenka.
Happy to be deplorable. Thank you.
I'm happy to be back. Thanks for filling in last week. It was awesome. Nice to have a day off occasionally, right?
Yes, yes.
Working 5 days a week, come in here and work a sixth day of the week.
Yep. I'm just glad you're here. I didn't have to do any heavy lifting this morning about getting ready for the show, none of which would have been used anyhow because somebody would call in and just totally divert the conversation to something else. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what makes it the People's Show. The People, comrades, yes. Welcome to the People's Republic of Ann Arbor, yeah. So, anyways, what we do on The Drift every Saturday is go over the news that I put on thedailydrift.com. It's
the news you need to know.
Yes, thank you very much. And it's, hey, please go there, www.thedailydrift.com. News from around the world, across the country, and even right here at home sometimes in the state of Michigan, which is kind of where we're going to start out today before we move on to the big headlines that I know everybody wants to talk about, beating up Mr. Mueller to death. But let's take care of a little business. If you're looking for a garage door, I know we all take it for granted, right? You hit the button, you go in, you come out, you go in at least twice a day, up and down, right? And we don't think about it until it breaks. So you might want to either get a little tune-up, have somebody look at it before it does break in the middle of winter and you're trying to lift. When's the last time yours broke?
Actually, I thought it broke, and it turned out that a spider web or a cobweb hung a leaf in front of the photo eye at the bottom.
So I had a photo eye issue. Was my last one, too, right? People don't understand that little photo eye. You know, in my case, whoever built it or installed it the last time, this summer, when the sun was at its whatever, it was somehow hitting the photo eyes, and it wouldn't work except at night.
Wow. Yeah.
Finally, I had a good friend, say, Gary.
But I have a newer installation of a door, so I expect it's going to work for a bit.
Right.
But I was thinking it's time for a tune-up because, you got to have those wheels looked at. It's not just whether the screwdrive works or the chain's good or whatever.
The tracks,
the wheels, all that stuff needs to be verified, lubricated. You don't want to be overcooking the motor and you don't know it.
That's exactly right. So Overhead Door is a great company. They can come out and take a look at it, fix it, renovate it, or get you new installs, which are not that as bad as you think. 800-736-7686, 800-736-7686. 686, or you can go to Overhead, which is OHD Whitmore Lake at gmail.com. Send them an email, or go to OHDWhitmoreLake.com. Check out their website. So 734-449-0400 is another phone number you can reach.
Tell them you heard it in the Current.
Yes, Current on. And if you're not going to Current, make sure you do.
There's coupons in there, folks. There's coupons. You can save money on this stuff, and then they know that you came via the Current, and they keep advertising.
And the community calendar.
Yeah.
Cut it out, put it on your fridge.
That's right.
It's a great thing to do.
I got to tell you, I got a great letter about the Thanksgiving proclamation on the last issue in November.
Did you?
Yeah. Guy wrote in and talked about how blessed he was. He actually read it in his church. A lot of people didn't know that. Wow. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to contribute.
See, it's worth it all, isn't it? It gives you all warm and fuzzy every time you write that check.
It's great. Yeah.
You do it for the children, man.
I do it for the community. I'm not a Democrat.
All right. Well, speaking of community, that's where we're going to start because I saw this on, and if Michigan CapCon is one of the better websites, and we link them every day at thedailydrift.com. And I wanted to kind of chastise the Michigan voters a little bit on this one. We just voted into Congress. A lady from it's Representative Rashida Tlaib. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Democrat from Detroit.
You have to kind of do that in the back of your throat when you're doing it.
I know. I was about to do that, but I'm not going to. And like me, anti-big business, blah, 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 and you're screwing over my constituency, and you're screwing over the people and the hardworking men and women by giving corporate bailouts. Really?
I thought Obama did that.
Yeah. And our own new governor-to-be, governor-elect, is all of a sudden filling the ranks with Blue Cross Blue Shield people, too?
Gretchen
Is that what I'm
Whitlis?
seeing?
Is that her, Gretchen Whitlis?
Gretchen.
You didn't have coffee in your mouth. That's good.
Yes. Well, anyways, so Rashida Tlaib is saying, oh, I'm for the little guy. We're not doing corporate bailouts. But as a rep here in Michigan, she sponsored 8 out of 8 bills, or supported 8 out of 8 bills giving corporate subsidies. Do you want to know the amount of these corporate subsidies?
Oh, please tell me.
How about Senate Bill 777? $100 million.
He's doing that thing with his pinky in his mouth.
Dr. Evil?
Yes.
How about House Bill 5469? $253 million. How about Senate
That's not
Bill?
funny.
Yeah. How about Senate Bill 619? $9,500,000. Now, the 253, the 100 million, and a $365 million to electric car battery makers, right? Mm-hmm. Some of these were going to the Wixom, the thing that was supposed to go into the Wixom auto plant that closed down. Wixom, they used to make the Lincolns there and stuff, right? Yeah, where is that battery plant, by the way? I drive past there every day. There's no battery plant there now.
I work with a number of guys who came from a former battery plant that shut down. It's just, and you've got GM, they're shutting down the Volt, right?
Yeah. Here, $24 million, Senate Bill 944 for developers on a historic building rehab. Ugh. Here's another $50 million for Senate Bill 855, subsidize the electric car battery maker in the former Wixom auto plant. Hey, if somebody knows something about that invisible battery plant that went in at Wixom, they got 50, 360, there's 400. We're getting close to $1 billion. Where did that money go to?
So same guys who owned Solyndra when they got rich off of Obama's solar panel schemes.
Oh yeah, another $2.4 million there for House Bills 5732, more subsidies for developers, an extension to the 21st Century Jobs Fund for business subsidies. $228 million. That's a lot of money.
Chrysler
I know there's
bailout?
subsidies. Someone's saying it's not real money, Gary. It's subsidies.
Remember the Chrysler bailout in the 80s?
Yeah.
That was loan guarantees. They didn't get money. They just got a cosigner on the loan. So that money didn't come out of federal coffers at that time. But nowadays, we just, here, how much do you need? Let me write you a check.
Yeah, just have a little money.
Yep.
Here, have some. Have some.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just bothers me.
It's taxpayer money. It's not government money. It's taxpayer money.
It's our money.
That's what I meant.
We are the taxpayers.
Oh, are we ever?
Aren't we?
Yeah.
It's going to get worse. I just, when I read stuff like this and I think to myself, Michigan, what did you do? You brought in, all right, fine, you want to go with Gretchen Whitmer. That's fine, right? You want to roll the dice on Jocelyn Benson and go with her George Soros plan and Dana Nessel, who supported or protected child whatever, molesting people, whatever, in her previous job. That's fine, but you put Democrats in charge of the House Finance Committee in Washington, D.C. You know who's going to run that Finance Committee now?
Democrats.
Maxine Waters!
Yeah.
America, are you absolutely out of your mind taking the second dumbest person? I'll say the first now is your friend Occasional Cortex. Really?
All the memes that go around. Her picture, her face.
I always think of Shrek, the donkey from Shrek.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I know that's cruel. You got to look at whatever.
It is cruel. That was a nice donkey. That was really cruel of you. I mean, what do you got against donkeys?
Occasional Cortex. I like that one. It's just, I know we're going to have to live with it, so I'm going to complain for the next 2 years. People get used to it. All I wanted, I just don't understand why America made the decisions we did. Now, granted, some of those. Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of libertarians and conservatives that voted for pot. And so it was an enabling thing. I'm not saying they couldn't distinguish the other issues and
It was miseducation, misinformation, without
But that's what drove the vote.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said. I heard something recently that said that these referendums are actually anti-constitutional because they put issues to a popular vote that rightly should be done by the legislature, which is our Republican, and I'm not talking about party. I'm just talking about the form of government. Republican form of government, where you elect representatives and they make laws.
Right.
And so when you have a referendum that comes out, that's the Democrats who do that nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's the same crowd that wants to get rid of the Electoral College, get rid of the Senate. John Dingell, chief among them.
I was listening to Gruber this week. And Gruber, rightfully so, laid into him on it. And John Dingell, if you're out there or somebody knows John Dingell, tell him he's a moron for me, please. Yeah. And his wife's a moron, too.
Yep.
But really? I want to get rid of the Electoral College and get rid of the Senate? Why? Because you don't control it?
No, because it isn't that. It's because then you're going to a populist democracy, raw democracy like they do in communist countries, supposedly. Then you narrow it down to one party and it's all over.
Yeah, what the future I think will come down to in this country, you're going to take the clash of Catholics coming from South America into our country and breeding at pretty large rates. They will be a majority, or Muslims will be a majority. One or the other is going to be a majority 30, 40, 50 years from now.
It's not. I don't mind Catholics coming to this country. I mean, God knows my parents were Catholics. My grandparents were Catholics. They came to this country. I know a lot of good Catholics. I don't want to get into that, but it's the other aspects of the culture. It's not their Catholicism. It's the other stuff. It's the support of narcos. It's the not all of them are what you would call practicing Catholics.
Yeah,
but
the point being, these liberals want to do away with this. 40, 50 years from now, you're not going to be in a majority, you liberal Democrats. Mm-hmm. You know what? You're going to be a minority. And I can tell you what, whether it's the Muslims or whether it's conservative Catholics, are going to put the kibosh on you, and you're not going to be real happy when you think back, what did we do getting rid of the Electoral College? That would have protected us now.
Well, the very women who made these votes saying, why can't I drive? Why do I have to wear a head covering everywhere I go?
Right?
Yeah.
Think about that, folks.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
do you want your great-granddaughters
have to have that done to her?
The garbage bag? What do they call it? The whole
the
whole kit and caboodle one. Derek, what's the
Burqa?
Burqa.
Thank you. I'm thinking the FGM too.
Ugh.
And I think that'll become a law of the land. Thanks. We're done. Can we go now?
Elections have consequences.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, so let's move on. We're going to talk Mueller. Right? If you watch CNN and you watch MSNBC and you watch CNBC and ABC and CBS and
I watch Fox
NBC,
when they show clips of those networks.
I'm frankly getting a little tired of Fox too because I'm finding them to be meandering toward the left a little bit. And
I do not find Tucker. I do not find Martha McCallum. And I certainly don't find Hannity or Laura Ingraham drifting to the left. I hear the daytime gets a little wacky.
It's the daytime. It's
What's
Shep,
his face?
The Five,
Shep and Smith. He's just he's just the farm team on the farm team for CNN. That's all. They don't have a slot for him over at CNN yet.
Yeah, but he's working on it. Though, right?
Please.
But if you listen to the Mueller, the mainstream media, the fake stream media.
Us working people, we get conservative Fox at night.
That's how they do it, right? That's where the money comes in.
Yeah. The other people who are not working.
Think about that.
Yeah.
That's right. The people at home during the day watching are probably not working and would prefer to see their liberal news.
Yes, exactly.
So they're trying to capture that audience. Well, I guess I can't blame them for trying to get every dime they can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. It's the free market at work.
Fair and balanced.
But the Mueller memos come out on Manafort, on Cohen, and the liberal media, this is it. We've got Trump over a barrel. He's got to resign now. Hello? Did you actually read the memos? After $40 million in 2 years, this is what you got, Mr. Mueller? This is what you got? Some tax issues for Paul Manafort and some lying process crime issues with Mr. Cohen? And some tax. I guess he's going to do some time, it sounds like, for tax stuff. Southern District of New York Attorney General is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's going to do a little time, but it's got nothing to do with Russian collusion. Even Geraldo, right, came out. I saw him this morning on Fox News.